sure you're quiet, okay? And if you want to go in, just go in and shut the door.
We called it Fraudulent Saturday. What did some frauds get exposed today? Welcome in. It's the CFP Season Show. I am your host, Chris. You can find me on Twitter at CFP Talk 7. I am joined as sometimes on Sundays, my co-host Austin from a nice fishing weekend with a small appearance from our boy Evan. What's up, Austin?
Buddy, say hey.
Hey.
What's up, Evan?
I just got home, so I told him he could sit out here with me tonight.
Heck yeah.
Man,
weekend?
fraudulent. It was fine. It was a good weekend, but not as good as college football was. Fraudulent Saturday was fun, right?
It was fun. I think we nailed it perfectly. I got a text from one of our co-hosts, Sean, who does the Monday or Tuesday show, the Coach's Corner, and he texted me and said, "Man, you were right. Fraudulent Saturday." Which I don't know, man. Maybe everybody's a fraud.
I was gonna, honestly, that's kind of where I'm at right now, and kind of goes back to what I was talking to you on the phone about earlier. And I know we'll talk about the stuff later, but I was, talking about Bama, and I'm like, obviously they're improved. Obviously they're a good football team, but I don't know how good they are. Like, are we talking like national championship contender, or are we just talking about being good against, Missouri and Tennessee kind of team? And the only reason I think that they're possibly national championship contender is nobody looks great outside of Ohio State's defense.
Yeah, and we got a comment on TikTok, Fraudulent Friday. We will get into that here in just a little bit. A little bit. Let's start the show. Let's start the show here because I didn't do an emergency show because I didn't feel like it needed an emergency show because it was kind of expected.
Yeah.
Napier fired at Florida. Austin, what is your thoughts on that?
I mean,
yeah.
What's Florida has hired several guys over the last several hires that honestly I thought had as good a shot as anybody at being a good coach. Starting to think it is more of a program issue than coaching.
Yeah. What's up, Charlie?
She saw Evan on TikTok live, so she had to come say hi.
What's up, Charlie? Can you say Roll Tide?
Nope, not gonna say it.
Yeah, I mean it was expected. That's why I didn't do an emergency show. I was like, yeah, it's probably time to. I mean, we all knew it was coming. It was like announced over the week that it was probably going to happen, win or lose. So I'm not shocked. I'm more curious to see who they hire. It seems like the popular sentiment is Lane Kiffin. I don't know that he's going to leave though.
It's like I agree with you. My only the ceiling at Florida is a lot higher than I think the ceiling is at Ole Miss. And honestly, though, in today's world of the portal and things like that, maybe that's not going to be the case anymore, though.
Yeah.
In the game where the only thing that mattered was recruiting, I would say he should take it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, we're getting ready to have a conversation about is Vanderbilt a playoff contender? This is not normal football.
It's been a crazy year. It's the SEC in particular is kind of like it's basically a mini NFL with the average points of margin. I was seeing that earlier. Yeah, it's crazy. And a couple other names I've seen mentioned. I'll go ahead and right off the jump. I don't think Marcus Freeman's happening. He was mentioned. I don't think Dan Lannon's happening. He was mentioned. But the more realistic ones that I've seen is Lane, Eli Drinkwitz would be interesting, Rhett Lashley, and Brent Key. I think those would be the more realistic ones. If I don't see me personally, I would go all in on Lane and try, and then my next guy probably be Eli or Brent. But we'll see. This coaching carousel is going to be crazy. I think one thing that we're not talking enough about is I don't know that there's going to be enough good coaches for how many job openings there is. So there's probably going to be a lot of bad hires.
Yeah,
a lot of bad hires because we're fixing to have a lot of openings, a lot, and we'll get into some that could possibly open.
Yeah, but the problem, or I won't say problem, there's some good coaches being fired.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ready to say Billy Napier is not a good football coach. I think the way, look, I loved him as an offensive coordinator when he was at Bama. The way he got his team to buy in for him obviously shows he knows how to win a program over. Mm-hmm. I think if he finds the right fit, he could do well.
Yeah. Somebody here in the chat mentioned Jedd Fisch. I forgot about that. Yeah, Jedd Fisch is absolutely a candidate there. I would like that hire too. And that's bad on me. He's somebody that's been mentioned for that Florida job for several, or not several, but for a couple of years. Yeah, I think before we move on from that, I think the Billy Napier era. I think Billy Napier's a good coach. I think, they have talent there. I thought the talent was there. I thought the development was good. The recruiting was good. NIL was good. I think what it kind of boiled down to is he got hard-headed and stubborn, and he wouldn't. He in today's landscape, we threw this stat on the show. The last head coach that was a play caller to win a national championship was Jimbo Fisher at FSU. And, it's getting harder and harder in today's games to be a head coach and also, try to win national championships as a head coach right now. So, that's
real quick. Have you, before we get into the weekend, have you heard anything about possible landing spots for James Franklin?
I mean, Florida's got to be up there. I've heard him mentioned for that job.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel he's got to be he's the biggest name coach available right now. I'm not going to say he's the best coach, but I don't know. I was just curious what you had heard on that.
Yeah, we got a good question and or not a question, but a beautiful lady, Caitlin Stone. I take Billy at Georgia Southern.
Hey, honestly,
beauty and smarts from Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad spot for a coach to go kind of revamp their career.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not working out for Clay Helton, but
no, which she in the group chat was complaining about quite often last night.
Yeah,
she was not a happy camper last night.
No.
All right. Fraudulent Friday, as somebody mentioned in the chat. Louisville 24, Miami 21. I mean, what did I say in the offseason, Austin? I can't trust him, man. I cannot trust him. I started to trust him. I finally started to trust Mario Cristobal. I trusted him. I trusted him so much that Friday, my wife was like, hey, you want to go to my mom's and we're going to go eat and have a game night and all that with the family. My nieces and nephews were going to be there. My brother-in-law, my wife's uncle. Like, I was like, yeah, sure, let's go, because it's Miami, Louisville, Minnesota, Nebraska. We'll get to the other one later. But I was like, Mario's got this. Miami's got this. I trust him this year for the first time in ever. And he did what Mario does. He does what Mario does. He loses the teams he's not supposed to. But, I don't usually like starting with the losers. I like to start with the winners. And Brom, dude. 4-1 versus top 5 teams while he's been at Purdue and Louisville.
That's insane.
Giant killer. He is a giant killer. I mean, and I loved what Louisville did, man. They did a lot of quick game, side-to-side screens. They did a crap load of screens. The run game was impressive against that Miami defense. And also the Miami offensive line, we've said, was probably the best in college football. Louisville held them to 63 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. That was shocking. And then I got to have the Carson Beck conversation. I'm not.
He
I'm not
showed
gonna.
up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and gloat. I don't guess, but I heard for weeks that Carson Beck was, he wasn't the problem at Georgia, and Georgia was the problem. Blah 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 blah. And like, no, he showed what he is. If Carson Beck is good when everything's perfect. If the offensive line is doing his job, if the receivers are doing his job, the defense has to do it. He has to have everything to the T. And that's why I've never bought into him being this great NFL prospect, because if he does get drafted high, he's going to go to a crappy situation.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have everything to the T. And you're going to have to do like Cam Ward and improvise and stuff like that. And he's not that dude. He's not a dude. Like, he's not Cam Ward, where you can have everything around you collapse and he can make game-changing plays. And we saw that Friday night, 4 interceptions.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought the same thing when I was kind of just looking over the I watched this game, honestly, from my phone while we were driving up Friday night, and I was with you. It's funny if you look at the stats.
Somebody actually mentioned 5 interceptions. Is that true? Sorry.
I got it at 4.
Okay, 4.
I had it at 4. But yeah, it was the run game and the picks that was the biggest shock to me. But Beck started to play like this last year at Georgia, and it kind of went over game to game. So I will be curious to see if this was just a one-off. What's funny is, on the upset picks, I love to go with the Friday night games. I've done it several times this year. And if I had not, been so high on Miami all year, this game had my attention for a possible upset pick. So, no, be curious to see. Is this a one-off, or did Miami get exposed as fraudulent?
We'll find out. That's why we called it fraudulent Saturday. UGA. I didn't even write the score down on that one. That game, I'm still crazy on that game.
43-35 was the total.
43-35 UGA over Ole Miss. Listen, I'm going to start with the good before we get to the bad. Okay. First off, I said I was going to start with the good before I got to the bad. I don't think this UGA team can win a national championship, but I will say this. You're going to get 60 dead-gum minutes of this UGA football team.
Well, no, you're only going to get 30 minutes of them. But
yeah.
30.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No, you're right.
No, you're right too. I think we're both kind of right on that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to put your neck on this team, and when you put that, or not your neck, you got to put your foot on their necks, and when you put it on their necks, you better not let up, because this team's gonna fight to the end. It's a resilient team, and they are not gonna quit on you. And like I said, when you go for the kill shot, you better kill them. Gunnar Stockton, wow. Mike Bobo, wow. For all the hate Mike Bobo gets, and he's deserved a lot of criticism. Let me tell you something right now, Georgia fans. Without Mike Bobo, you'd be sitting at 3 losses. You already have the Bama loss. So you would have lost the Tennessee game without Bobo, and you would have lost the Ole Miss game without Bobo. So you would be sitting at 3 losses right now and your season over. Just to make that clear. So we can look, Bobo deserves a lot of criticism at times. He deserved criticism last year. I thought he should have been fired last year, to be frank. But this year, he's the reason you're not staring at 3 losses and your season's over before November. So let's end that bullshit right now. You want to complain or whatever, let's fire Glenn Schumann into the sun. And how he still has a job after today, I don't know. That was another thing. The defense is horrible, garbage, pathetic. I'm just going to be frank. I know they did a great job in the fourth quarter. Whoop-dee, good job. The last minute or so, or however long in the fourth quarter. But that was one of the more pathetic defensive games I've seen out of a Georgia defense. And it's unacceptable, quite frankly. It just is. There's too much talent on that team. But, man, 0 punts for UGA. Did you see what our punter put on Twitter?
No, I missed that part of it.
Yeah, 0 punts. So our Georgia's punter, funny kid, he's from Australia. He goes onto Twitter and he says something about Gunner. He said, "I see you, Gunner," or he makes a joke or whatever. Well, anyway, he does a screen grab, and it's him going to Instagram. He types in Gunner Stockton's name and he unfollows him. Yeah, zero punts, 6.5 yards per play, and scored on every single possession and no turnovers. Gunner Stockton in the second half, 12 for 12, 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ole Miss through 3 quarters. Oh, no, through 5 possessions, 339 yards, final 3 drives, 12 yards.
Yeah. I want you, while you're on the message boards this week, I want to know what changed in that fourth quarter, because, you know, I was listening to the commentators of the game try to say some things like, "Oh, I think the crowd got to him," and da-da-da. And of all people, Booger McFarland stepped in after the game and said, No. That crowd was there in the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter. And Chambliss looked phenomenal. I mean, give it up for Ole Miss. I mean, you're right. Georgia's defense played terrible, but, for a team that scored on every single possession to only lose by one score, I mean, that's still great. But something changed in that fourth quarter, and Chambliss looked like what I would expect a first-year quarterback to look like. And he hasn't shown that all season. So I'd be curious to know if it was something schematically that changed, or if maybe the moment just did get too big for him. When you feel like you go up and you kind of feel like you put them away, like you said, got your foot on their necks, and then next thing you know, now we're losing.
I did notice the DBs. Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but Jesus Christ, man, the DBs were playing like, it feels like 30 yards off.
Yeah.
And all game I was sitting there screaming at the TV, like, why are you playing so off on these dudes? Like, but now let's also give credit where it's due, because Lane Kiffin's one of the best. Me and you say this all the time. Lane Kiffin's one of the best offensive play callers in the country, and he schemed stuff up. And I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with you. You know what? I text somebody that's close up there in Athens, and I asked him about the defense. I said, "Do you know what the problems is?" Because he used to coach high school ball, and he said, "If I knew, the coaches would know." I don't think they know.
Yeah,
I don't think they know. And he was right. He's like, if we knew what the problems were, the coaches would know.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's like, yeah, I don't think they know what's wrong with it. But man,
they figured something out.
Yeah, they figured something out in the fourth quarter. Let's see if I don't know that we're gonna have to worry about too much offensive. Somebody asked in the chat who is Georgia's toughest game remaining. It's probably Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
We'll get to Texas around the scoreboard, but
I might say the Mississippi State game is going to be tougher than the Texas game.
That's an underrated game there. Let me tell you. But that's what I was going to say here is my final point before we moved on was this game was massive for UGA in a sense that me and you've talked before about their ceiling and floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed this win really bad to not get to the floor that I thought was possible, which was 8-4. And I know Georgia fans get mad at me when I say that, but I think this team absolutely could have been an 8-4 team. I think now the floor is 10-2. No, probably 9-3.
I mean,
you could realistically lose to Texas and Georgia Tech. So
yeah.
So now we're looking at a 9-3 floor. Yeah. But now your ceiling's 11-1.
Yeah.
So that win was massive for UGA. Massive. Any closing thoughts before we move on?
No, I'm with you. I think it was massive, not only for what's left in front of them on their schedule, but just from a mindset standpoint, to fight your way back and come out on top again. I think it's just I think they'll ride that the rest of the season, and I think 10-2 is their floor, but we'll see.
Sorry, I'm laughing at your wife.
What's she say? Oh, hey,
she's been go Yellow Jackets.
She said Tech was beating Georgia before the season started.
She did. I want to give Caitlin.
If that happens, we will never hear the end of it. You know that, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, okay. I know. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm hoping it doesn't happen because we all know.
Look, I'm a Tech fan and love what they're doing over there. Yeah. Caitlin's my wife's grandfather graduated from Georgia Tech. If anybody, that's why I have a little bit of love for Georgia Tech. However, that particular game, I will not be pulling for Tech simply because I don't want to have to live with her for the next
she's gonna the group chat's gonna be unbearable.
Yeah, it's gonna be
unbearable. It already was yesterday when with our pick'ems. She won the week, so did not we had to hear that or I did.
Group chat's already blowing up.
All right. Austin, are you ready to admit it now on this next recap?
No.
Vandy 31, LSU 24. On this show, my Vandy Commodores, I said, I think Season was on here too, and I got laughed at by two people. I said, Vandy? Playoff team? ? And all I got was some laughs. No. And I said it on that show. This ain't your grandpappy's Vandy. How about them Commodores, baby?
Man, them Commodores are, I said this earlier, and I'll talk more about it later when we give out game balls. But the way they played, it wasn't gimmicky. It wasn't, when I say this was not a fluke win. This was two SEC teams playing each other, and Vanderbilt was the better team on the football field.
Period.
Honestly, the game felt more in Vandy control than than a touchdown. The score looks obviously close, but kudos, man, and I guess we'll talk Thursday, but they've already opened as a 2.5-point favorite against Missouri next week.
I have not seen the spreads yet. Have they really?
Yeah.
Thank God Georgia's on a bye week. Next week's going to be so nice. Yeah. Man, this team is so good, dude. Like you said, I don't know if they can win a national championship, but they can absolutely be in Atlanta. They could absolutely get into the playoffs. I think what impressed me the most was how well their O-line did against LSU. 247 rush yards against LSU. That was really impressive. It's just an offense. Like, if you're going to beat Vandy, you got to keep them behind the chains. They're super efficient. They're not really explosive, but they're really efficient. They stay ahead of the chains. They get into those third and shorts. They run that offense that's like basically a triple option. That's kind of, just in a shotgun type of way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they just did. They're just a really good ball team. Tough, physical. I am curious to see what the future holds after Diego leaves, if he doesn't try to stay 20 years in college. But you know what? Screw that. It's not about the future. It's about right now.
It's about right now.
Vandy is a damn good football team and can easily make it into the playoffs, in my opinion. They still got a tough schedule ahead. Got some tough games, and their style of offense can get them beat on any given Saturday with the lack of explosiveness, but they're really efficient. And they're kind of similar. I mean, you're going to have to go all 60 minutes with this Vanderbilt team.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, with the struggles LSU has had this year, it hasn't been on defense, and they put up 31 points against them. So,
I mean, right after the half, that was the most impressive to me is the 10-play, 75-yard drive for a touchdown. Yeah. God, that was a thing of beauty too. And it was really impressive. And on the LSU side of things now, I mean, Nuss got his ass whooped all day. That poor guy, man. He's playing hurt. I think we all know that. Oh, well, I mean, Brian Kelly's admitted as much a couple of weeks back. But, man, he's he got his butt whooped yesterday, man. He was all over he was on the ground a lot.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That
Somebody said in the chat, of course they're good. The quarterback is 30 playing against teenagers. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you're not wrong.
you're not wrong. The benefits of having a hot mom.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. I don't. Have you looked at the AP poll by chance to see where Vandy came in at?
I haven't, because remember we do that voting, so I try to stay away from the AP poll.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just curious because I mean they hadn't really got a whole lot of respect on it, up until now. Now I kind of wonder how high they might jump.
I know in my personal poll I had them in the top 10.
Did you?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous if they're not in the top 10.
I
Not
don't.
disrespect any of our voters in our poll, but
Yeah.
it's way past time to rank Randy, man. This is a damn good team. Damn good team. I don't know how they're going to finish this year. It's not going to, I do think they are beatable because of how they're not super explosive. So
Mm-hmm.
you play really efficient. It's good. It can win you a lot of ball games, but you can get beat any given Saturday with that style of offense.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell, I say they're not explosives. Yesterday they did have 7 explosive runs, so that was pretty good. You know what? This is probably a testament to how Vandy has changed. They did not storm the field yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the first thing So, fun fact, you asked me how I watched the games yesterday. I took my iPad. For those who don't know, I went on a fishing trip with my dad this weekend. And I took my iPad on the boat and watched all the games from there. And that was the first thing that I looked for when the game was over was, did they storm the field?
Caitlin, your beautiful wife in the chat with a great thing. First time they are top 10 since 1947.
Wow.
1947. Yeah.
So it's our great granddaddy's Vanderbilt team.
Yeah. Oh man. Arizona State 26, Texas Tech 22. Kenny Dillingham, the man. That dude is such a good coach, man. I haven't heard his name mentioned a lot in jobs, and he probably should be. If I was Penn State, he would be up there as one of the top ones I'd be calling. I think the story of the game, and really, I don't have much to say on this one. Texas Tech only one explosive play. Arizona State had 6 of them. That kind of was the story of the day. Arizona State was just their ability to limit Texas Tech on offense. And look, both quarterbacks didn't play good. Will Hammond was 21 for 37, 151, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 3.87 yards per play. Sam Levitt, 28 for 47. He was 295, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 5.78. They both had a negative EPA. They were just there's just 2 really bad struggling quarterbacks. I think Tech not being able to go vertically much kind of lost them the game, and Arizona State did just enough to win them the game. And I think, we said during the Utah game, Hammond, we were all kind of questioning, like, is he the better quarterback? I think that's kind of answered now. We can go back to the other guy. But yeah, this is the Big 12, people. It's now BYU and Cincy, 1 and 2.
I noticed you didn't want to
that in the offseason.
I noticed you didn't want to recap the BYU game. How come that wasn't in our recap?
We'll get to it around the scoreboard. We'll get to it. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna make an apology to BYU fans.
You owe one.
I do owe one. I owe one, and I'm gonna get to, and I did it on live too. We had a couple of BYU fans on here. They've got me. Trust me. They let me know. One thing about TikTok, they gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this one before we go to the next one?
No, I'm with you.
To be honest, you didn't watch it.
No, I did.
Oh, you did watch this one?
Yeah. I watched all the second half.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, I mean,
I watched the third quarter.
Yeah, the score is closer than the game was. I mean, Texas Tech did try to make a little run there at the end. But yeah, it was nice to see. I don't know, felt the scrappiness come back in Arizona State a little bit. They played tough, and I don't know. I can't call this fraudulent Saturday because I still don't know who Arizona State is.
Yeah,
they've lost 2 games. The game in Mississippi State, where it's like, was that their normal game or is that who they are? And then they come and they look great, and then they lose the game to, was it Utah? But Sam Levitt was out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And you can say what you want, but I mean, Levitt still threw for 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Notre Dame 34, USC 22. Dude, I don't know how you felt. I don't know how the rest of TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, how they felt. When I was watching this game, even when it was 27-24, it really felt like Notre Dame was just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like they dominated this whole game. If Notre Dame had any kind of passing game yesterday, which they have a good passing game, but it just wasn't clicking yesterday, and they kind of just decided to run the ball, which why wouldn't you? They had over 300 something yards rushing.
Dude,
yeah,
they took my advice from Thursday night's show. Run the freaking ball. You have
2 of the best running backs in college football.
Yeah, 228 yards for Jeremiah Love, by the way.
Yeah, 306 yards altogether combined in rushing. So there was really no reason to pass, and I guess my general point was if they did pass the ball, I think the score would have been even bigger than this. It was just total domination on Notre Dame's offense against USC's defense, which is something we were concerned about from Thursday. Secondary wasn't perfect, but it didn't make the stops that it needed. I still don't think we have a lot of clear answers on that secondary yet. We talked about that Thursday also. Is the secondary fixed? They were playing a lot better against weaker competition. USC's quarterback had a really good day passing the ball. Well, I say really good day. I mean, yards-wise, he threw it all over the place. But how about Riley trying to get so cute in the fourth quarter? Did you see that with the what was it, the pitch to the wide receiver? He came in on that motion. The quarterback pitched it. He goes, and which essentially ended the game.
Yeah.
Because Notre Dame got the ball back, and I think they went down and scored.
Yeah.
So to credit Lincoln Riley, he called it a stupid play call. He admitted his fault, but it's the kind of the same thing with USC, man. They just could not stop the run, and they couldn't run the ball. That was another big story of the game. Is Notre Dame kind of stopped their run game. The 2 top backs for USC had 24 carries for 92 yards.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think USC has been proven as a fraud. That's kind of what I learned.
Yep.
And I still don't know how good Notre Dame is, and we won't find out. I don't think they have another. Didn't I say they don't have another ranked team on their schedule?
Yeah, the comments have been kind of. They've been. I've been getting a lot of. I'm dreading. I haven't done my top 25. I haven't posted on TikTok like I usually do on Sundays because I'm dreading the hate I'm about to get on my Notre Dame ranking.
Yeah.
I'm dreading it.
You think they're a better football team than where most people rank them, right?
I do. I mean, I think they're a good football team. I think they lost by a combined 4 points to start the game against 2 really good teams. We'll find out about Miami, but I think we can safely say that the Aggies are a good team.
I mean, I don't. You can still say Miami's a good team. They still played well. Like, yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, like, we'll find out if Miami's is they're going to continue to is that going to be the only loss? Whatever the case may be. But I think Notre Dame's playing good football.
Only place you and I disagree a little bit is I want to see a little more from CJ Carr.
I can understand that. He didn't play well yesterday, but it was raining.
I know. I know. And I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth because I said I wanted to see more. I out of Jeremiah Love, and we got that. But I don't think when I say they need to give him the ball more. I don't think you can depend on him to run for 230 yards a game. Like, you know what I mean? So, I just think they got to balance it out a little more. But yeah, I mean, I think, fortunately, they shouldn't lose another game. We'll probably still get into the playoffs, and we'll get to find out who they really are.
Yeah. Man, that went fast. We didn't have another one to recap right before around the scoreboard.
Did we hit them all?
We did hit them all at 36 minutes. Look at us.
I know, right?
Huh? We might have an early night tonight.
I'll take that. We gotta get ready. Gotta get ready for them Falcons to rise up.
Yes, sir. And the Cowboys winning 40-22. Suck it.
What's going on with your Cowboys?
Let's go.
They might be them boys again.
Yeah, we might be. We might be back. No,
you're not. You're not.
You're not back. We're not back. We're not back at all.
That's like everybody trying to say the Falcons, and I'm like, just give it time. It will implode.
Yeah. We got
back up.
We got the star of the show, Evan. Game ball and dud of the weeks. I actually got 2 game balls and 2 duds. I'm gonna go. Let's do our game balls first. I'll go and then Austin. Gunnar Stockton, 26 for 31, 289, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 10 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. He's getting better and better as each week passes. He's still got to work on some things, but screw that. This is game ball. You hand out and give love to those people. Jeremiah Love is my other one.
Yeah.
Enough said. Jeremiah Love.
100%.
Yeah. Who's your game ball?
My game ball goes to Clark Lea, head coach of Vanderbilt. Not because they won the game. Like I told you earlier, because of the way they played the game. It was too, this team isn't playing like they're Vanderbilt. They're playing like they're just another SEC team ready to play football, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. When you called me and told me that too, I was happy you were going that way. Because I think on our SEC show, hold on, I got a text from your.
Yeah, what does that say? Questions.
I don't know. Can you see it? Because I can't look at it because I'm live on TikTok.
She's sending us some questions from TikTok.
All right, we'll get to those in just a second, actually. We'll do that right after Dud real quick, and then we'll go around the scoreboard. Dud for me, Mario Cristobal, that's self-explanatory. Joe Sloan, LSU's OC. Season wanted me to get that in. And we've only done Dud of the Week 2 weeks now. I would feel pretty confident that he would have been earlier in the year a dud. But yeah, like I said about Glenn Schumann, fired Joe Sloan into the sun. He sucks. So,
yeah. My dud goes to one of my favorite teams out there. My dud goes to Hugh Freeze. Man, and I know you're going to probably have something to say about it, but too much talent on that team to be this bad. And 3 straight seasons you start 0-4 in the SEC. Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't plan to say anything because you just said it right there. They're a talented team, and they're a quarterback and a head coach away, and it's a shame that defense is getting wasted this year because they have the other line, they have the running backs, they have the receivers, and they have the damn defense because that thing's elite. And just unfortunately, they have a really bad play caller and a bad quarterback. All right, before we go, we it was a quick recap tonight, which I was kind of shocked by. Let's do a few questions from the chat, and I'm gonna put Austin under the pressure because I can't look at the questions. But your wonderful wife has texted us some questions people asked in the chat.
Yeah, Malik asked you, who is your favorite UGA player?
If we're talking current team, or ever, I'll go both. I'll go currently. Nate Frazier is my favorite player. For like ever, Todd Gurley. If you notice a trend there, I love running backs, and Todd Gurley is one of my favorite players ever. So I love him.
Bastion asked, it says thoughts on ASU.
Arizona State.
I'm assuming that's Arizona State.
Yeah,
So
he
we
must
kind of
have
already
missed.
covered that one.
Yeah, we kind of already covered that one. Just go back if you want to go on YouTube and catch the replay. We talked Arizona State.
Yep. And then Duncan asked, "How about Kentucky's defense?"
How about that, dude?
Yeah.
Well, I say how about that, but it was I'm gonna pull up something. I actually had it. I'm glad he mentioned that. I'm glad he actually asked that. I seen something when I was prepping for the show. Here it is, right here. I think, yeah. Nope, that is not it. I was wrong. I am trying to filibuster right now because I'm trying to look for what I lost. I had it right here too, and now I can't find it. But FSU or Texas's offense was really bad yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Texas offense has been really bad every week,
Yeah.
except for the week they played Oklahoma.
Here it is right here. Kentucky entered the week ranked 111th nationally in yards per play. Outgained Texas 395 to 132.
Golly.
111th.
Dude, Texas is bad.
Bad.
Like, and I keep waiting on them to figure it out. And I think I'm, I say this all the time. Like, sometimes just when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And I think Texas has shown who they are. I think the Oklahoma game was a one-off.
Yeah, I do too. I got one right here. How legit is Texas A&M? I haven't watched them much this year. Austin, what you got?
Honestly, I watched some of the end of that game yesterday, and I don't know much about it because honestly, I haven't watched a whole lot of them myself. But I don't know how legit the defense is. But when that offense gets rolling, it's fast. And I think they're as legit as they're gonna be.
Yeah, I've been on our SEC show. I have been screaming from the rooftops. A&M's legit, and I like A&M. I think they've done really well. I think currently right now that leads into our next question that your wife sent us. Who do we have going to the SEC championship game? I think the question was.
Yeah, I said who's winning?
Who's winning? Who's winning? I'm going Bama. I think they're more battle tested. I do think Bama's still gettable. I keep saying that every week. But I think that about every team. I don't think Bama's like this unstoppable force. But I really like the makeup of this Bama team. I like, Ty Simpson is probably the Heisman front runner right now, at least to me. And I think it's Bama, but Texas A&M's a close number 2 there for me too.
Yeah.
Who you got?
So you think it could be Bama and A&M in Atlanta?
As of right now, that's what I'm leaning. We make a joke on TikTok Live that it changes every week. And it does, but this is now week 2. I'm picking the same Texas A&M and Alabama. So I'm starting to now see a consistency in my pick. It was changing from week 1 to week 6. It changed every week. And now for the last 2 weeks, I think we're starting to see it's Bama and Texas A&M right now, in my opinion.
Well, as college football fans and media and everything, that's what we do. We let one game completely change our opinion on who a team is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see that. But, yeah, I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I don't want to play A&M as a Bama fan. Just because I feel like they would run up and down the field on us, but
yeah. All right, we'll go one more question and then we'll go around the scoreboard real quick. It was, you may have to finish it. I've missed it. Caitlin said something about somebody said
should Kentucky fire Stoops? Should Kentucky fire Stoops, and if so, who should replace him?
Yes, I think it's time. I don't know who should replace him though. Yeah, that's kind of the cop out. Probably Summerall. Probably John Summerall at Tulane. He's an ex Kentucky player, I believe. We'd have to ask our guy, a CFP guy, but I would go. I would go John Summerall. Summerall.
Yeah. No, I guess yeah, you're probably right. It's time to fire him. In today's world, unfortunately, it's a "what have you done for me lately" kind of thing. And I think where Stoops put Kentucky at 3, 4, 5 years ago is probably Kentucky's ceiling.
Yeah.
But you're back to normal Kentucky now, so maybe it is time to move on. Not to mention because of the way Stoops' contract is.
Yeah.
He makes most of his money by just staying there. So that's why I think he stayed there for so long. So you're paying him probably more than what you would have to pay somebody else.
I lied. We got one more question because somebody's asking very nicely, saying please, please, please. And I love the TikTok name, Your Mama 69. This person is constantly in my live, so I do feel like I owe it to them. And it's a good question, great question. Do you see Gruden getting into the college game, or is Belichick proving that's a bad idea?
Great question.
Great question. Your Mama 69, I love saying that name, is great at coming on our lives, man. That person's always consistent on here. But yeah, great question. It should deter people from doing it, but unfortunately, I think somebody's stupid enough to do it. I mean, we're probably gonna have 30 openings. Somebody's stupid enough to do it. I don't should. I'm going to post something on Twitter actually about that probably tomorrow, but I've read an article about Gruden. It was from last year. It was like one of those long form feel good stories. And he had mentioned how, in today's game, we got kids that just do all this clapping. They don't get in a huddle no more, and they don't yell out these long play calls. We dumb down the game so much. And I'm like, yeah, good luck to whoever hires that dude.
Yeah.
It is going to be a freaking disaster. I would hope the Belichick thing kind of deters people from making those stupid choices, but we have a lot of stupid people that run college football and run these schools, and they make a lot of stupid decisions. And I don't even know if it's them. It's really a lot of rich people that are boosters and think that that they're obviously smart. Yeah, they're obviously smart because they made a lot of money, but it doesn't mean they should be making your football decisions.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously somebody thought it was a great idea to hire Belichick as a coach, and us as college football fans are just sitting here going, there's no way they think this is going to work, But yeah, I'm with you. I think it will deter a lot of programs from going the NFL coach route. But somebody, if Gruden wants into college football, somebody will hire him. Yes.
Yeah. Austin, I feel like we did a pretty cool Q&A. Instead of pulling up the ESPN scoreboard, unless you just absolutely want to, let's just quickly Utah BYU. BYU won 24-22.
That's all I wanted to talk about, and I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, I was wrong. It's that simple. BYU, I called you a fraud Thursday. I said that you were going to get your butt whooped. I said Utah was going to destroy you, basically, is what I basically said.
No, you did say that.
I did say that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wrong. BYU, you're the favorites right now. You're in the top two in the Big 12. Looks like you're, as long as you finish this thing out, you're headed to the Big 12 championship with a potential chance to go to the playoffs, getting a bid from the Big 12. And kudos to you. I still hate that your quarterback wears 47. It feels wrong. But you credit BYU. Utah, you've let me down. You were my pick this year. You were my Utes. I was going to buy a Utah hat. I was going to praise my prediction in the offseason that I got mocked for, and it looks like I deserved every bit of that mocking. And apologize. I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna make sure I put it on TikTok because I deserved it. We talked about Texas, Kentucky. Great win for Michigan over Washington, 24-7. thought that was going to be a good game for Michigan to get beat, with the way they lost last week. Bryce Underwood looked good, 21 for 27, 230. Yeah. Also, anything from yesterday?
Is Michigan becoming a sleeper team?
I don't know if I'm there yet.
Okay.
I'm not quite there. I think Washington's maybe got a little bit too much love from me and many others. Oh, we'll end on this. Because I did forget about this. We can't third Saturday in October. What are your thoughts on the game before we head out?
It was fun. No, it was nice to honestly kick back and watch that one, and especially the second half, just kind of relax and not be stressed. Same as it's been every week. The defense is coming. Defense is looking good. Still some struggles with the rush defense, even though I think it's improved. But every now and then we get out of place and give up some big runs. But I was more so impressed with the defense this weekend than I was the offense.
Yeah. As Caitlin and somebody else pointed in the chat, that pick six was beautiful. I'll be totally transparent. The reason why I'm not going to talk much about this game, as soon as that pick six happened, I turned it off because I knew it was over. It was over.
Listen. I mean, if not, that Tennessee offense has been on fire, and for us to hold them to their lowest point total of the season, I love we're drawing up blitzes again. Like I've just felt like the last couple of years, even in Saban's last couple of years, just felt like we got no pressure on the quarterback. We got a safety this weekend, all because of drew up a blitz and caused him to. It was about to be a sack, but he ended up getting a penalty for intentional grounding in the end zone. Yeah, I'm happy and starting. I'm scared because I'm starting to get optimistic about where this team can go. And I don't do that. I'm usually looking for the negatives, but no, it's I really like how the team is playing right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a great show. I love that Q&A at the end. That may be something we'll talk about. That may be something we do and sit around the scoreboard, depending on the weekends.
Shout out to Caitlin for shooting those to us.
Yes,
from the chat.
Yeah, that was awesome. Our wives are the real MVP. They I don't prolong this, but because Austin's becoming a shadow now that it's nighttime.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna end it on this
because it was daylight when we started.
Yeah. I will end it on this. Our wives are the real MVP. We don't get paid for this yet. If y'all would go subscribe to the YouTube channel for us, though, maybe we would. At CFB_SZN under Austin, where he just pointed. Just go hit the subscribe button, go hit the like button. We're trying to get to 300 before the season ends. And but our wives are the real MVP. They let us do this every week. Austin sometimes twice a week, me 3 times a week. And they give up time that should be spent with them, being quite frank. And yeah, we appreciate them. We love them. And thank y'all for tuning in. We will catch y'all Tuesday. Me and Adam will be back for the SEC show. Sweet Tea in the SEC. We'll go in more depth and some more SEC games. And for that, we will see y'all Tuesday.